What's some mighty good word, party folk? I'm your Mile High Priest, chilling up here. My name's Armando. It's Friday, Venus's Day, March 28th. We are about 10 hours away from the new moon in Aries, partial solar eclipse. It is falling exactly at 9 degrees of Aries, where the sun and the moon conjunct. Venus will meet with the North Node in Pisces once again, and so will Mercury. They are both retrograde, so they are moving back into Pisces and meeting with the North Node. So there's a lot of clearing away. I wanted to look back a little bit to the month of March and then move forward, look ahead for a collective reading for the month of April. Just going to dig into it. First, I'll take a little bit of time to look at the Sabian symbols image. And the way that Linda Hill teaches us to read for the Sabian symbols is to look ahead. So I'll look at Aries 10. I fell asleep. I took a nap. It was so jagged. Anyway, I just woke up like I hope that you guys have enjoyed the sign readings. I'm going to turn the sound up a little bit. I noticed the intro music kind of, I don't know why. This is my production heavy attempt at making YouTube videos. I love this channel. I started a what I call lo-fi channel. It is just Oracle of Swords, no spaces between Oracle of Swords, where I'm posting daily readings, short 10-minute bursts. So yeah, we'll see how long I can keep up with that, because I am a Pisces. Right now I feel very Aries. I'm very warm. I'm very cold and very warm. I don't know about y'all, but this looming eclipse, solar eclipse, is making me feel all sorts of things, physically, emotionally, and also receiving a lot of clarity. I'm between my Pisces emotions and my Aries. Let's get this show on the road. It's Friday evening, and the youth make me feel old. I have spent the last 8 years hermiting and studying and not giving an F about the public. I've been causing a lot of trouble. It's fun. Yes, you don't know how it feels to be me, Tom Petty, right? Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I hope that you have enjoyed the sign-by-sign readings. More to come. Hopefully I'll release a all signs timestamped, because those seem to be really fun for y'all. Anyway, thank you for being here. And I've asked our spiritual guides of the highest light. I've asked my spiritual guides of the most brilliant highlight to bless this reading and to connect to your guides. And I ask for protection from our spiritual guides as I channel and download and interpret messages for your month ahead, April 2025. Once again, this is a collective reading. It may or may not resonate. If it does, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit like. If it doesn't, but you still want to support the channel, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share the channel or any of the videos, any of the readings with anyone that you think may enjoy them. And thank you for doing that. I really appreciate all your efforts to help the channel grow little by little. And yeah, I started the other channel for fun, and this one's also for fun, but I'm a little bit more serious and more intentional about the production. Anyway, thank you. I'm your wild. I told Jessica high priestess healing. I'm like, your free range, your wild free range Pisces, effervescent mercurial jester. Once again, my name is Armando. This is the Mao High Priest channel. This is a collective reading. I will read the Sabian Oracle for Aries 10, which is a teacher gives new symbolic forms for traditional images. In the situation facing you, there's a need to analyze and perhaps rewrite what has been observed and learned in the traditional roles we live out. Things may need a new interpretation to bring them up to speed with today's thinking. Someone in this situation may have truly original ideas, but there's a possibility of holding these back, feeling it has all been done before. Okay. Don't stick to limitations. Sometimes this requires one to be daring to step outside the box, be prepared to take a different stance or to look at things from a new and fresh perspective. Either don't stick to limitations, either your own or those others place on you, okay? That's very important. Obviously. The keywords here are new dimensions, breaking old thought forms or behavior, quantum science, innovation and recreation, working with educational tools, finding new inspiration, being ahead of one's time, new age consciousness, ideas out of the past for the future, sticking one's neck out, rewriting the book. And the caution is that rejecting old ideas because they are old instead of reforming them, throwing things of worth out without examining them, having little respect for things that are really worthwhile or traditional, sticking with the tried and true no matter what. Remember, this is a caution. Thinking that no one will be interested in your ideas, heresy and dogma. And then just one quote by Mark Twain. Y'all, I've read this oracle. We've been in and out of this zone, okay? Adam was the only man who, when he said a good thing, knew that nobody had said it before him. Mark Twain. Gotta love that, right? Okay. Thank you for being here. It is the top of the Jupiter hour, and we will eventually hit sunset where I'm at. And that will be our marker for the Mars hour. It is Venus's day. Thank you. I have the Thoth Taro. I'm looking behind at March. Yes, March. And then we'll look ahead at April. So brace yourselves because this may be a longer reading. Since I didn't do any of the pre-shuffling. I did. It was like very Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Lovers. I do love the Thoth Taro. I was just about to say we have Taurus, the earthy vibrations, Taurus, and then Gemini. But here's the Prince of Swords, right? Aquarius, masculine, being very fair. Perhaps you're being very, you've been very quiet. Thank you very much. When we are looking at the month of March. All right, little by little, right? That's what we were just saying. Whatever you're striving for, whatever you're chipping away at, it has been chipping away, little by little. This seems to be very fair. It has a quality of groundedness, right? Sun in Virgo. We were blessed with a full moon Virgo eclipse, and now the partial solar eclipse in Aries. So it's been quite a showdown this month, right? Maybe this is why you've been tending to yourself in a very fair, being fair, right? Being fair. Y'all, Neptune is in the last minutes of Pisces, and my parents and my family in South Texas, there was a major flooding. Very Mars and Cancer. Okay, here I go with this. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have Jupiter in Libra, Truce, Four of Swords. Okay. Perhaps you're coming out of resentment, or maybe there was a need to tend to thoughts, the mind, right? We do have this Prince of Swords, which is a very Aquarius aligned fixed sign. Maybe the need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe it feels that way, having to go back to the drawing board. And that's okay. Maybe it doesn't feel very much like you're stepping out of the box or outside the box. But this is what it takes, right? To look at and determine, I'll say this. I'll say perhaps it takes guts, right? It takes sitting with time, sitting with yourself, sitting with your thoughts. I constantly am suggesting to y'all my yogic ass, always telling y'all to meditate. And so, yeah, initially it could have that assault of like an intense, so many thoughts, right? So clearing away so that you can get to work. And I don't mean maybe, yes, I mean you got to work, but what I mean is this is allowing you to work through and work to get to a significant objective with the prudence card here. Sun in Virgo, 8 of discs. Okay. Perhaps making sure that your plans fit for you and not being, not allowing others to bog you down, not allowing what has happened in the past to bog you down. And that may be the hard part, right? Because just because you're not allowing the past to bog you down doesn't mean the past isn't chasing after you, trying to, serve you with this or that, right? Wow. Talk about it. 7 of Wands, Mars in Leo. Mars will be moving into Leo, and it is in its detriment in Cancer at the moment. Moving, it will be moving essentially quicker through the sign of Cancer during April, okay? So we're going to get out of a lot of that vibration. Let me see. I'm going to check it out. Sometimes I'm looking at, I'm looking at all the astrology charts and notes over here. Over here. That's why I'm looking over here. I tell you all that I get a lot of, criticism about not looking directly at the camera. Yes, Mars will move into Aries, Leo mid-April, April 17th. Okay. Soon after that, it'll move out of shadow. It's moving through its post-retrograde shadow, quickly, and But with all the other kind of, I'll say debris along the way. It's a really like emotional Mars. It's a really watery Mars. It's a really tumultuous. Like it does affect the earth a lot. It does affect nature. So even our nature, right? Like I feel my emotions physically, which maybe that's a Pisces thing, but maybe that's also a Cancer thing, right? Okay, we have Mars in Leo, and I think that's what I was trying to say anyway, is like, once you crack open that can of worms, once you open Pandora's box, which is what I assume that you guys have been up to, considering if you are very much aligned with the tarot and the oracle messages as of late, no matter who you're watching, no matter which one of us psychic, oracle, tarot readers you're watching, we're all along the same lines, asking you to eliminate what bogs you down in the mind. That's very Pisces. We're coming out of that Pisces zone, and Pisces is more than the mind, but it is, or what I mean, it is more than the mind, but it, Mercury messing with me. Okay. It's more than just what sits in the mind. It's what blocks your connection, your mind and heart connection. Okay. And that can translate into physical sensations. The most, not basic, but the most basic example that I can provide would be like crying, right? So feel that out, because instead of me telling you to go see a professional, maybe once again, I'll give you the lens from a yoga teacher to allow the cathartic release to be the crying, to be sweating. I strongly suggest during these times to have a regime, like a routine where you can exercise if possible, right? I don't mean to single anyone out. So there are many ways we can attune to cathartic releases and catharsis. Some of us find catharsis in solace. Some of us find catharsis at the yoga studio. Every once in, it's like someone's running to the bathroom to cry, and it's like we're mid like twist and turn. But yeah, it's what happens. Let's see this crazy setup that I seem to be into now. Look, you're calling it a truce, though. Also, this is giving me like you have been working on something. Something does turn out to work in your favor, but it could be aggravating to you more so. So many things to juggle in the mind, right? So definitely take rest with Four of Swords. It's all about meditation, right? There's the Prince of Discs. There's the Taurian, the Taurus vibration. We will move into the Taurus season. So happy birthday to the Aries, Sun in Aries, right? We will move into Taurus. The Sun will move into Taurus after Mars moves into Leo. Okay, so I'm going to pull from the Sacred Symbols Oracle just to allow us that transition into April to look ahead, right? What can help you to find rest, and what can help you to come to meditation? There's always the obstacles in the way of us getting to remove the other obstacles, right? The way I suppose is like, it took me the last 8 years to remove all the obstacles in my life to come to address the obstacles internally, spiritual and psychological blocks. And that's giving 7 of Wands and 4 of Swords. Tired AF, tired of it all. Maybe actually dropping into meditation because you're like, what else can I do? Y'all, I love to laugh, so I know it can feel like I'm laughing at you. I'm not. It's really triggering. I know. I know I'm triggering. I'll admit that. And I'm not always trying to do that. And especially since I really started to own this path, I've had to really fight that. 7 of Wands. Are you fighting with yourself? So give yourself some grace, some leeway. Maybe we are not trying to over-explain ourselves, but it could just take us seeing that within us. And this is just an example. Like, what are you overdoing? What do you continuously do that blocks the mind? Or what are you doing little by little to unblock the mind and come to a more spiritual sensation with the 7 of Wands? And I don't mean like just pray or go to church or go to the yoga studio or walk 1,000 miles, like or go to the motherland, right? Like I mean, what kind of your demons are you slaying, right? To really shine, okay? To really stand not above others, but stand with others, and also not be in fear of who you're walking amongst, who you're living amongst, who you're working with, okay? How can you still continue to observe and create, to reform, right? Okay. So at the bottom of the deck is card 24, focus, focus, focus. Gosh, it's like, wow, the shadow. What can help you? So with the 8 of Pentacles, it can be very, and so it is with the 7 of Wands, where we're very, the blinders can be on, which there are pros and cons to that, right? And so the warning or the trigger point is this eclipse. It's the unraveling, it's the opening of the box, Pandora's box. Not everything that flew out of that box was to be expected, right? Like once you start going into what's blocking me up here to get to the heart, it triggers this, like, the unconscious, and then it come to subconscious, and then the conscious mind, and then maybe others around you are triggered when you're being very fair, not just for yourself, but for your work, for working with others. Someone could be side-eyeing you because you're choosing yourself, you're choosing your sanity, you're choosing your meditation, you're choosing your meditative approach to working on removing anything that blocks action, anything that blocks your divine masculine approach, or what blocks you from accessing those the orderliness of it all, the mental clarity, right? What blocks you from getting rest? What blocks you from telling people not right now? Okay. Once you start exposing that, boom, stormy. Card 21, okay? It's like a sailboat, a ship at sea, and here's Mars in Leo. That's what it causes. So perhaps maintaining the focus on the long run is what can get you to not the struggle, but winning this battle. And also, even if you feel you're losing this battle, the focus keeps you honoring the longer, not the little battles, right? You learn how to, you win some, you lose some, but also know when to fold them. Wow. Awesome. I mean, you are going from so we have quality of Virgo and Sagittarius, and then we have the fixed Aquarius and Leo. What's good for you is not good for them. What's good for them isn't good for you. But in rest and meditation, we come to find out value in on either terms or on either side. You start to calculate, add up, subtract. Some things are worth it for me. Some things are worth it for them. Some things I have to sacrifice for the larger group. Sometimes I have to sacrifice doing for the larger group because I must do for myself, right? Holy moly. Y'all, I don't even have my little booklet. So this is all intuitive, right? I'm just reading the cards for you. What do we say? I read the cards and the stars, okay? I'm your High Priest. We have a scorpionic masculine, the Emperor, right? Aries. Once again, looking ahead, not just the month of April, but the reading, this aspect of the reading. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, maintain the focus, because don't get too ahead of yourself, but that is more what can keep you very solid, is actually getting a little bit ahead of. It's a catch-22, right? 7 of Wands. Okay. Thank you. Our spirit guides of the highest brilliant light. Any and all messages for the... Wow. Okay, here we are. Wow, we have a King of Cups. Self-protective, okay, very not quiet, but unassuming, very emotional, but not telling. Here we have Divine Union, card 19. Leo, we have a lot of Leo. Okay, this is a higher elevated Two of Cups. This is not just doing things in the conscious mundane world. This is like also higher level commitment to you, to your higher being, to the longer term, right? So wow, okay. The Sun card, right? 19. Very creative, maybe making room for the new addition to the family, making room for love, making room for self-love, or in your self-care and self-love, in your determined meditative state, to still fight for you and fight for justice, but not necessarily fight unfairly, right? That brings you to fairness, to this kind of equality, this divine balance, the masculine and feminine coming together. And again, it could mean like a actual relationship, a new contract. We do have a lot of like working and tending to spirit, like what actually inspires you and motivates you to do what you want, but also not fight to claim it, right? To actually work for it and see if it is actually meaningful for you, see if it's actually worth the struggle. Wow, so maybe some of you are choosing even to leave certain places and spaces. Okay, wait. Okay, card number 8, number 4, number 8, 8, 8. We have card 19, card number 8 of Swords, card number 8, or Arcana 8, Arcanum 8. This is Justice in the Egyptian Tarot, and then Scorpionic, 4 of Cups, Plutonic, Plutonian. This is love, y'all. This, some of you, okay, look, number 8 is a Capricorn life path, but also the Egyptian number 8 is Capricornian, okay? And if it is the Swords, it is a with something in the way, work or something in the too much in the mind, right? Working on yeah, I mean, this is the same as this. Wow. Okay. So it goes, okay, it goes from working. What are you working on? And it seems like, because of the Saturnian, true hard nature of this, it has been causing you stress. It has been causing you or it has at least led you to determine what is blocking you from having this justified relationship, whether it's with yourself, but actually it could be about you, because it's like you stand in the way of you, of your what is due for you with the 8, the balance card here, which is justice. This is meant for you, right? The way that we've been qualifying justice is, this is karma, and there's the karmic debt, and then there's karma in kind, which means this is meant for you, which means, yes, you realize you do want a relationship, a loyal, committed, the loyal commitment aspect of a relationship. You want fruitfulness, you want that auspicious relationship. But what stands in the way of this divine union? Perhaps you guys met And then what happened? Life, work, family, the storminess, not being focused or centered. I mean, not to blame you. Maybe this isn't what you wanted, because we also have the shadow below. So maybe this did drive you to at least you then asked yourself, is this really what I want? Is this really in my nature? Four of Cups means, yeah, you do want to attain it. You do want to actually work for it. You do feel you deserve it. We have another fixed sign. So we go from a fixed sign, knowing spiritually higher conscious that you want this or you manifested this, but then triggered the storm and centered the focus on working on your shadow, whether that's inner child healing or just putting things to rest, like a lot of resentment, or maybe there was mistreatment, foul play, or unfairness. But then it goes into fairness. Look, oh my gosh, we have the devil, the star, the high priestess. We have the Page of Cups trying to come out, sentimental, heartfelt, whether in this case it could be love, a message of love. But, you know, Page of Cups also references healing, heal thyself, heal thy inner child, heal thy past life wounds. And past life, in this sense, it just is like what stands in the way. What did you guys do to each other, or what happened along the way in the last year, in the last 2 years, in the last whatever amount of time that you guys have known each other. Just one more card, please. Oh my gosh. The Horseman of Scepters. Just one more card, please. We have 4, 4, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 4, 4. Just one more, please. Okay. The Empress. Y'all are talking about love, right? Y'all are talking about love. Here's this freaking Pisces. I'm like, Pisces cup holder. This Page of Cups. Okay, Messenger of Cups. No, I'm so sorry. Yes, Page of Cups. Okay, the Youth of Cups. The Youth of Cups, right? We have a very youthful union here. And I don't mean like you guys are young. You could be, but... or yeah, why don't you guys feel young? Me coming on here being like, I feel old on Friday night. If y'all knew what I was doing like 20 years ago. Okay, this isn't about me, but y'all, we have the Empress. What is going on? What in the love reading? Okay, here we have the Libran Empress. We have the Empress. We have unveiled Isis. Okay. It's like, you know what you want. Are you going to work on it? Maybe someone does approach you. Someone wants this. Someone needs to speak up. Someone's been doing a lot of work on themselves. So what will come out of this, right? Thank you all so much for being here. I'm just going to we're gonna see, right? We have unveiled Isis. This is the Empress. It may be the Empress has been kept out in the cold, meaning the Empress doesn't really tend to what isn't being rightfully presented to them. So there is that requirement or requisite, and it isn't a requirement. You don't have to do this, right? Whoever this is about or resonating, Empress, if you are the Empress, we're not waiting, right? You're not waiting for this. You're declaring that there's room in your life for this, but either, so it wouldn't be the Empress that needs to speak up, right? It would be the masculine. What was that? I'm sorry, my plants have been growing, blooming, blossoming. I think the Monstera just moved a little bit. So yeah, the Empress awaits the message. The Empress awaits a refined approach. Okay, maybe there's a tendency to be too serious. Wow, is that the truth or what? That was Ace of Swords, I'm sorry. Okay. Queen of Swords starts. Oh my god, the Page of freaking Cups. On one hand, yeah, the tendency to be too serious, or the tendency to not want to take this seriously. Wow. I mean, here we have the freaking Strength card, number 8. Obviously, with Hermetic and Egyptian traditions, we have Justice as number 8. But it's the same thing. There has been karma dealt, especially with the Libra Queen of Swords, right? No one here is without that karma, and the Empress doesn't sit in their divine Empresshood not having worked through their karma. So now it's like the masculine, is this part of the masculine's karma to speak up, right? Who dares, here's that Taurus king, who dares leaves the Empress without telling them? If you want the Empress, you got to tell them, right? Oh, we are definitely in the Mars hour now. Okay. Yeah. Moon in Cancer. And then here's the Emperor. So it may even be that the masculine is the one that needs to, well, hello, duh. It's more than that, right? It's more like, the Empress knows what they want. On those terms, Empress, it's not about waiting. It's about allowing the space for it to come in, and if it's not coming in, then the Empress isn't waiting for it. The Empress doesn't suppose that if it's not coming, then maybe later it'll come. No, the Empress moves ahead. But it's like, why is the offer still there? Why? Okay. Yeah, a whole new start. This has to be like, it's almost like what happened in the past. It's not about brushing it under the rug. Wow. But it's like, how can you both declare the restart. How can you both declare regeneration? And if this is solely about you, then tending to the masculine, where the masculine leaves you out in the cold. Like, even if you are, just because you're feminine, or you're more in a feminine essence, or female or woman, it doesn't mean you're tending to your emotions, right? I think we can just see naturally in society that a lot of folks are driven by the mind, and that means emotions are not always easily accessible. And that doesn't mean that all emotions should be accessible, but does it mean that emotions are being allowed to flow? Page of Cups. I don't know. The Page of Cups can be whimsy and like, oh, feelings are fleeting. Okay, but there's obviously blocks to these true emotions. This is a true heartfelt love vibration. Wow, Knight of Swords. The message may come quickly, or maybe that was it. The events that unfolded meant it was frustrating. Wow, we have that Gemini Knight of Swords. Why is this Sun card here? Why is Divine Union here? Okay, all these cards want to come out. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Swords, the World card, 5. Wow. This is more like a lot of things stood in the way. At a moment you were working on it, but then you left it, or you guys walked away from each other. Wow, that could be the frustrative part. Still in limbo, or it's like one of you looks at, both of you know each other, or admire each other, but you're worthy. Both of you know you're worthy. The World card and 5 of Wands. Here we have more Leo, Jupiter and Leo, and then we have Aquarius, more Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius. Then we have Taurus, Saturn in Taurus. Wow. And then we have all the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, the World card. Okay, moving on from this BS. Wow, good for you guys. Is that what's frustrating? The Knight of Swords? That's what is bringing you back to this, like, I ought to stop acting this way. But are both of you feeling this way? Like, oh, I need to really look at how I'll be acting this way, right? Okay, why is the Balance card here? Equilibrium. Why is Justice here? The Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, feminine. They're not trying to fight for this. They'd rather lose out than given a care, give more, pour more into this. If it's going to mean that it's not going to work anyway, why would the Empress work on it, right? Why would you suppose that the Empress wants to wait for this? There's no waiting here. Why is Justice here, right? Wow. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn. Both of these number 8. This is Capricorn. I hope you can see that Capricornian symbol. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Whoever y'all are coming to realize that this can what you need to work on to take this faithful leap of faith, what you need to work on, what you need to move away from or leave behind or work on, or not understanding where you've been too stuck, right? Wow. Oop. Okay, now they all want to be buttery. Okay, someone's hiding. Masculine. A very singular masculine here. Salamander King, the King of Wands, Sagittarius, and Leo. Look what we have here. Union. Okay. Victory and the Fool. And then, oh, okay, it wants to pop out. We do have Three of Swords trying to heal from whatever happened. Someone's hiding though, right? Priestess, High Priestess number 2, the Moon card. Because we are in the dark of the moon, the balsamic face, perhaps this King of Wands is healing, and maybe they're realizing what they've lost. Maybe realizing that they lost a real one, right? The Queen of Pentacles. Coming to understand they waited too long. This was standing between the knowing it, they can have it, but not working towards it right now, coming to understand that they treated the Queen of Pentacles not rightfully. Wow. I mean, we have justice, karma. Like, is it that both of you had to come to understand this with the High Priestess? Both of you had to see where you misled each other. Huh. Queen of Wands, right? So then both of you are still very attracted to each other. 6. Almost like you don't want to leave it behind. 6 of Cups. So we have the Queen of Wands, Pisces, Aries, Scorpio, Sagittarius with that Leo King, Leo and Cancer. And then we have 6 of Cups, like not wanting to let it go. Because the 6 of Cups can be looking at things too endearing, too sentimental, or is it real? Is it actually, can it actually work? Temperance. Okay. The daughters of the reconcilers, right? What are you reconciling? First, understanding the karmic lesson here, and then transmuting any of the pain that was caused. That brings you here, right? To work on it little by little. But it could be too, this could all mean more for work, but we have a very Libran, whether the relationship is about you and work or what you want to work on. It could be that both of you come to figure out that you want to work on it. The Star. Okay, so the Ace of Cups and the 9 of Wands, established strength. So following your intuition now, 8. 4 8s here, and then we have card 17. 7 plus 1 is 8. We have the Ace of Cups, and then we have card number 9. Then we have the Empress on top of the Ace of Cups and the Star. the Hermit, and then the Nine of Cups also. Okay, knowing what the Death card just flew out, Five of Cups. In you building up the strength and knowing what you have to leave behind, knowing there's a lot of change that must be asserted, whether it's honoring each other's boundaries or honoring each other's plights, or like what has actually happened, and now not shying away from that, and actually just applying and learning the lesson so that you can have what you want with a Death card, Scorpio, Moon in Sagittarius. So with the Nine of Wands. So both of you having been through these types of situations more than just once, right? Or at least now you've learned a lot from it, and you've gained more than just knowledge, and you've done your karmic thing. You've paid your karmic debt. It's more than that. Ace of Cups is returning to you, and then the Empress. The Empress is this love? Wow. Okay, the Star. Is this a love reading? Oh my goodness! It seems like what y'all are in love. There's love. Maybe Empress for you, this is more about work and your passion, the Star. This is more about both of you being very vulnerable, or maybe even if this is not a love reading, it is like you're ready to reap what you've sown, which for you've sown karma, paid in kind, good, the reward from the spiritual essence and spiritual understanding and karmic understanding and everything else that you went through, feeling trapped, but then understanding that you weren't gonna wait, that you were gonna follow your intuition, and that led you to a more vulnerable state of not being stuck up here and not thinking that you're stuck, not thinking that this relationship is about being held back, honoring that being in the relationship means vulnerability, and more so with yourself. It's not about you giving into the other entirely. That is a natural process that unfolds. That isn't what should cause the blocks in the beginning, right? And so there has to be like this beginning. Can this begin again? Jesus. It seems like it has to. The process required healing inner child. We have the Page of Cups and the Five of Cups. Healing that masculine approach. Maybe even the masculine realizing like they were doing too much for everyone else but the relationship. Either way, the Empress seems to found their way to balance. Okay. It seems like both of you are reaping what you have sown. Okay. The Empress is looking very, very good. And so I guess only time will tell. This happens to be the month of April for you. So is there really a rush? Allowing the dust to settle. Okay, I honor you. I'm gonna wave a wand at you. I'm gonna ding the fork for you now as I bless this reading, right? And we just ask that the commitment be more about you knowing that what's due to you is coming in April, right? It's the turnout is favorable for the Empress. Okay. So I'm going to ding the fork now. Y'all have a great end of March. Have a wonderful solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse in Aries, new moon in Aries. What a fiery time. A lot of patience is necessary here. And then opening up to the rewards, to what you are due to receive, okay? If there's a need for healing, not showing up to fight, but showing up to earn what's meant for you, what you've worked for. Thank you very much. I honor you. Keep it so real. Keep it brilliant, and all the love, all the light. I'm going to ding this fork now. Keep it 100 out there. This has been another long Mile High Priest message for you. Is this all a reading?